How are y'all doing? Welcome from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, John Ting, and welcome to Green Card Guys TV. We're here to answer any questions you may have about immigration into the United States, whether you are living abroad outside the United States or you're currently here in America. Now, let us know to drop in the comments where you're watching from. We greatly appreciate it. Always interested to see how far YouTube has shared our channel. And we're here to see if we can solve your immigration problem, even if you might be stuck for a little bit and not sure exactly what to do. Or don't be too shy, okay? Don't be shy at all. We're here to just see if we can point you in the right direction. We do have some news updates from USCIS and also from the courts. Number one, from USCIS, you may know about this during the pandemic. USCIS has extended or been more flexible with the deadlines. For example, if there has been a request for evidence or something called notice of intent to deny. By the way, those are cases that we help out a lot, okay, where we really feel that we're able to help our clients the most, because we really encourage our clients to work with us to provide us the evidence we need, because we found that when people work alone, kind of like DIY things at home, you tend to not do it so well. And for myself, I watch YouTube as well, right, to do some things do it yourself, but it's always better to hire a professional to get it done correctly, and at least to encourage you. So anyways, for this USCIS notice on June 24th, just yesterday actually, this announcement was released from USCIS stating that they're going to be extending their flexibility for deadlines. Again, this also includes continuations for request evidence from N14 after a interview for naturalization to become a U.S. citizen. Also for notice of intent to revoke. Hopefully you never had that type of situation, but anytime it says notice of intent to do something, it's a really bad situation. So you definitely should at least consult with an immigration attorney, experienced one that is, okay? And also, so they're saying that they're extending it from an additional 60 days. Okay, it's saying that if you have any notice of decision between March 1st, 2020 which is last year, until September 30th, 2021, oh wow, they've extended it for at least 2 or 3 months, right? But it's an additional 60 days after that, okay? 60 calendar days. That is not weekdays. What we use is a website called timeanddate.com, because that really helps us to accurately calculate the dates, okay? But keep in mind, our team, at least, we always send responses back to the government as soon as possible. We don't like waiting until the last week, even the last month of a deadline, especially with USPS or we use FedEx. But anything with mail, we just want to get it out to the USCIS as soon as possible, because really at the end of the day, we need you to get status, and we're here to help you get your legal status. All right. So that's one thing. This also includes for appeals or motion to reopen. If you're to file the Form I-290B or the N-336, okay, you have 60 days from the issuance of that decision. All right. So that's also available to you. So that's important. In terms of the other ones I mentioned, for like request for evidence or notice of intent to deny or revoke, rescind, that's 60 days after, additional 60 days after the original deadline. Okay, so that's really about 90 days usually. So keep that in mind, all right? Don't miss those deadlines. You want to read this very carefully, because the motion to reopen or appeal and the N-336 are also have a shorter time frame, so don't get that confused. All right, we'll post a link to this on the government website link about this notice in the Dropbox or in the description box. By the way, friends, if you're new to our channel, please click subscribe down below and click the bell so you get all the future notifications of our videos. And because we share free tips and just things, immigration news almost happens pretty much every day. Some people thought that just because Trump is not in office doesn't mean that there's not going to be updates with immigration. In fact, there's almost more updates, right? Because we're trying to the government's trying to rescind what President Trump did in the past 4 years, all the nonsense that he did, okay? Let's see. So everything is happening slowly but surely. It's happening. I know that some of you are concerned about, of course, reform. There are bills proposed all the time. I mean, the one I have today, there's one's about military for the help military veterans. There's also one called the Amigos Act, which I don't really know why they call it that, because it's only to help people from Portugal. It says Portuguese nationals eligible for E1 and E2 non-immigrant visa from Portugal. Okay, so if you don't know what that is, E1 and E2, they're investor visas. There's not necessarily a specific amount you have to invest, but I can go into detail of that in a separate video. So I don't want to bore you with that in the live show. But again, if you have any questions, comments, observations, what's going on in Congress, you might know something more than me. Let's share it with everyone in the audience, okay? Let us know where you're watching from. And let's see what else I got for you. So a couple of days ago, I went into the information about the top 3 priorities that immigration, ICE, and Department of Homeland Security is going into. Who they're going to focus on, and that is people who have border security issues, people who entered after November 1st, 2020, public safety concerns, for certain crimes, for example, and then also the third one is if you are a national security threat. So most of you watching, everyone that I've talked to have scheduled an appointment to chat with us, our team. Most people say they don't have any crimes, no arrests. So I'm very happy for you. So in that sense, you likely do not fall under any of these top 3 priorities of the Department of Homeland Security, which is great. So, but even if you did, we are in the process, among of our colleagues as well, our partners in this situation, to help immigrants, right? Immigrant advocates as immigration lawyers, at least I would hope so. We're helping prepare packets requests for prosecutorial discretion. Okay, and I've noticed that many of the Department of Homeland Security is approving a lot of these requests. Now, ultimately, it's up to a judge, immigration judge in court, right, to make a final decision. But it's always better when you have an agreement with the government, with the Department of Homeland Security. Consider them as like the prosecutor of the case, right? Their job is to quote unquote, or remove you from the United States. But in this situation with President Biden's administration, they're actually wanting to prioritize their cases. Okay, so if you have what we call positive equities, if you're a good moral character, of course, there's not necessarily like one piece of paper that can say you have good moral character. Just because you have crimes or no crimes doesn't mean you're automatically you have good moral character, but that is, of course, helpful. So we ask our clients for letters from friends and family, their coworkers, and even their boss, if you're willing to share your personal details, of course, about your case. But if you have a good relationship with all of them, I definitely recommend it, okay? We've even just had a consultation this morning where there was a assault, the alleged crime was sexual assault, and that was 20 plus years ago, of their own family member. And the way the facts he told me, it didn't happen. But prosecutors, police are still going to take it seriously. And honestly, fortunately, they did. They have to. That's their job, right? But in this situation, his sister said that she forgave him. Okay, so in that kind of situation, we would ask the sister, the victim, to write a letter of forgiveness. Of course, if that's how she really feels. So we really think outside the box. We, of course, are very careful. We don't want to tell someone what to do. We only ask, and if they're not comfortable, we don't pursue it. Okay, so that's how we think outside the box for our clients. That's one way. I see a couple questions here. Happy to help you. What about essential workers and infrastructure bill? Well, let's see. There's been several photos of President Biden with Republicans, so hopefully that means something. I know That doesn't mean a bill has been signed or proposal has been signed at all. But what we're going to do is give you top of the news here. Nothing's been passed yet, but let's see here. So specific to that, there was a news article came out a couple of days ago saying that Senate Democrats, as always, want a pathway to citizenship for certain immigrants. Okay, so as they say, they call it, and the Senate Chairman Bernie Sanders is chairman of the Senate Budget Committee. Okay, so he's going to try to push a bill, a proposal through his committee and get it back to the floor of Congress, to the Senate. Okay, he says actually that an early draft of his proposal would call for 150 billion to go towards immigration policies, which means including a path to citizenship, some border security, of course, because Democrats, of course, have to give in to something to get at least to get the majority, right? Because they're only at 50-50 in Congress for the Senate. They're saying comprehensive immigration reform includes a path to citizenship, and so on several occasions, bipartisan groups have formed, and of course, they fell apart, unfortunately, since January. And then, but immigration advocates are still demanding Biden and the Democrats to get majority in Congress. Okay, because it's really a good time to get something passed for immigration in general, right? And even the infrastructure bill that they've been talking about, and the policing bill, because it's already 5 months. In less than 2 years, a year and a half from now, there's going to be midterms. Who knows? There could be more Republicans next time, or there could be more Democrats. But we don't want to take that chance. We need to get, rid of the filibuster. Okay, that's very important. It's a catch-22 because you get rid of the filibuster now, then what Republicans in the future could do some damage with that. Okay, so it's a tough one for me personally. But I really think Congress can get something together with a couple more Republicans, which really, I mean, 10 Republicans to vote on it. Okay, I think we have half of that. I think at least 3 to 5 Republicans so far. So we need to get 5 to 7 more. That's very important. Okay, let's see here. So I do have another question. Let's see. Please post some questions in the comments. Let's see. Let me know in the comments what you think about Bernie Sanders, if you think he's got the power to get this done, because clearly the other ones don't have as much power as we thought. Manchin or Joe Manchin in West Virginia. So let me know in the comments if you think Bernie Sanders is the guy to get it through. Okay. Jiwa Hakim, you entered America in 2016 with a F1 visa. Okay, student visa. You're married to a U.S. citizen in 2017. Congratulations. You had an interview in 2017 as well, but denied. Okay. And scheduled for another interview after that. You went back. You went back to, okay, I think you're talking about a friend here, because you wrote she went back to her ex, or I guess you're talking about yourself now. Can you divorce before second interview? Well, I mean, I don't know if you're the immigrant or not, but I mean, if you're not in a marriage legitimately, and I'm assuming whether you're the U.S. citizen or beneficiary, I mean, you shouldn't proceed with the interview, because it has to be, you want to tell the truth at the USCIS interview anyway. Okay, especially if you have a lawyer. But I mean, also for the immigrant, I mean, it doesn't sound like it's a fake marriage. Sounds legitimate by the way you phrase things. But if you were denied the first time, I don't know how you were scheduled for the second time. Maybe you're able to get it reopened. But you know what, Jiwa, if you're not feeling it, and you don't think this you can continue the marriage legitimately, then you got to do what's best for you. Okay. Of course, I'm an advocate for immigrants, but we want to do it the right way. Okay. So I hope that helps. All right. So in the meantime, I don't see any comments yet for questions. Okay, here we go. Dev, how are you? you're a DACA recipient, you lost the DACA approval. Can you send DACA renewal without approval letter? Well, you don't need the approval letter from before. That would be nice, but it's not necessary. As long as you have a copy of your EAD, your work permit from before, so that that is also proof that you were approved. Either way, they would have proof in the system, but I hope you still have your work permit, at least a copy of it from before. Then you can go ahead and send that as part of your DACA renewal package. Okay, hopefully that helps, Dev. And hopefully any of these Senate proposals will help you, Dev, to help dreamers. All righty, let's see here. By the way, friends, if you are new to our channel, and you probably don't know this, but we do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion, all right? So we're happy to help you. And the way to do that is you can call our number up here or down here, 346-330-5888, or you can text it. If you're texting because you're at work, we completely understand, but text and provide this not-so-secret code, Green Card Guys, okay? We're here to solve your immigration problem. You might not have one, but let's prevent it if possible, okay? So let's see, some more updates to share with you. Okay, so there is of course you probably know, there's a backlog of cases in the court system, okay? So that is the main reason, one other reason that the government is trying to, or at least reviewing requests for prosecutorial discretion from immigration court, because there are so many thousands and thousands of cases in court, okay? In fact, I have a data point here. The data shows that there's over 126,000, almost 127,000 new immigration court cases that were added this past fiscal year. And the fiscal year starts, I believe, October 1st, 2020, every year. So then, yeah, so that's quite a bit. I guess we're almost at least more than halfway through the fiscal year, 2/3 of the way. And there's also saying just in total, not thousands, in the millions, okay? The total number of backlog cases is now up to 1.3 million cases, okay? So even if you take 1% of that can be approved for prosecutorial discretion, I bet, I can't be for sure, but I bet there's at least 1% of cases that are eligible that are not for do not qualify for border security, national security, or public safety threat. So that would, taking 1% off that list will definitely help you and also the court system. In fact, whenever we've gone to court face-to-face before the pandemic, I can see it in the clerks' faces. They are tired. There's so many cases. There's so many pieces of mail. So that's another thing. They need to get things to be done electronically. That would save their team so much time. So yeah, the numbers will still increase for these cases inherently. That it always does. But if they have a better system to take care of it, that would be better, okay? Let's see here. You're welcome, Dev. Happy to help. When is the extra infrastructure bill going to be voted on? I'll have to check for you. I don't have the date on that right now, but we'll definitely post in our community comment section or our Facebook page or Instagram to update everyone as soon as the bill happens or it goes to the floor for a vote. That's definitely important. So yeah, that's, let's see, you have any questions? Any questions for me? I'm here for another 5 minutes. Let me know. How are you doing? What do you have plans for this weekend? All right, let me pull something else up in the meantime. If you have a case that's out waiting at the consulate, or you're waiting for decision after your 485 application, your interview, I think earlier we had a comment about 1 or 2 interviews, right? If you are waiting and you're waiting for your interview or decision, wait no longer, okay? We've had some success. I mean, every time, fortunately, knock on wood, we filed a case in federal court for mandamus, we have been very fortunate and obtained legal status for our clients. We've had some clients wait 3 years, 5 years. So whether you're waiting for asylum interview, a decision after the interview, or decision after whether it's asylum or for 485 adjustment of status, we are here to help you, okay? I don't want you to think that you have to continue waiting months upon months without any idea when the government is going to let you know your decision, right? And most people think that filing lawsuit would mean that, people ask all the time, would that mean that they're going to deny you? No, they could. Yes, they could deny you, but just because you file a lawsuit does not mean that they're going to deny you. Look, if they wanted to deny your case, they would have done that long time ago. Why would they just have that your case file just sitting there, right? It's taking up space. So at the end of the day, they most likely, unfortunately, lost track of your file. I hate to say it, but you've probably been waiting all these years and thinking that the government's working on a case. Absolutely not. They're just put it to the side, not because they don't want to. They just, officers, these immigration agents, interviewing officers, they have so many cases, right? So unfortunately, it does take a lawsuit against the federal government. In this kind of situation, USCIS, or if you're waiting for a visa interview abroad, then Department of State. It's very important to do this. I don't want you to think that there's no solution. We have the solution for you. So friends, if you know someone or yourself going through a situation like this, let us know. Give us a call, 346-330-5888, and provide this not so secret code, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And friends, by the way, if you are sitting at your desk or something on your phone and you have a chance, you have time, fill out the intake form down below. It starts with Ting Law. Click on that link, answers a few questions, and our CARES team will get back to you within the next 24 hours of a business day, okay? Unfortunately, so far, we don't currently work on the weekend. Some time for the family, but fill out the form down below, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. Ida, we do have your question is, I have to cut off after this question, but your daughter is starting high school next year, and will she be included in the Dreamers Act? She came to U.S. 2016. Well, for DACA itself, the current program, you know that she won't qualify for that. You probably know that already, because that you had to have entered before 2012. Okay, so that's many years ago. But Dreamers Act, the American Dream Promise Act, that's a possibility, but it's only passed the House. So we need to wait for it to pass the Senate, and then we can provide you full confirmation on that. I can't tell you right now, because even if I say yes or no, it might not matter. We still have to wait for the Senate. Okay. So yeah, hopefully that'll pass in the future. Okay, friends. Okay, friends. I apologize, but I do have to cut out a little early. My team just told me that we have to answer something to the government right now. So very important. But we're here to solve your immigration problem. Again, if you have any questions, please fill out the intake form down below, and we'll be happy to get to whether our legal team or our CARES team to see if we can point you in the right direction. All right. Until next time, please continue wearing a mask. Take care.